And that nigga over there flicking birdies and shit at LeBron, nigga, you need to flick a birdie at yourself in the mirror.
Bobby is hot commodity.
Alright, let's take it to the hardwood, shawty. So, James Harden and goddamn, so James Harden, that nigga's motherfucking fire. That nigga, James Harden, that's nigga is a Hall of Famer already, without a shadow of a doubt. Now, I wish the nigga could fucking win, because he's carrying the Clippers on his motherfucking back by himself, and going against them Denver Nuggets, that motherfucker gonna be hard, no cap. Russell Westbrook, that nigga goddamn is definitely a Hall of Famer, but that nigga goddamn needs his motherfucking flowers, because that was a juggernaut of a goddamn game yesterday, and that game was back and forth. If it wasn't for James Harden, big body ass, goddamn, then that nigga put up, I think, like 27, 30 in overtime win. That nigga goddamn snapping at an old age, carrying them on their back. But then Russell Westbrook, this nigga goddamn that got the worst goddamn reputation in the world. Everybody goddamn want to kill this nigga and trade this nigga and kick him while it's down. This nigga done played for I don't know how many teams, and this nigga's damn near top. This nigga is a top 3 point guard of all time. Stop playing with the niggas top. Because if you goddamn gonna consider Oscar Robinson's old ass goddamn top 3, top 5 point guards of all time, then you gotta put Russell Westbrook over that nigga. Because no, that nigga did not win no championship. But then Oscar Robinson did, yes. But then look at the level of competition that this nigga done played with. Oscar Robinson goddamn played with goddamn Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and shit. You feel me? In Milwaukee. So yeah, that nigga's he played with one of the best players of all fucking time. So did Russell Westbrook, they gonna say. They gonna say Russell Westbrook played with LeBron, but that was not a great fit at all. Goddamn Oscar Robinson, all he had to do for goddamn Kareem was fit. You feel me? So then, but Russell Westbrook, you goddamn got LeBron, AD, Austin Reeves. You got all these goddamn juggernauts and it's too many balls. So then, I already knew that wasn't going to be a good fit. That's why I was pissed off when the Lakers went and got that nigga. But ever since he went to the Lakers, them niggas been trying to make him the scapegoat for everybody. No cap. He done been sitting here traded I don't know how many times. They be sitting here trying to clown this nigga like he can't play. My nigga done developed the jump shot this late in his career. My nigga still got a high motor this late in his career. My nigga still can average a triple-double any given night. And he's the reason why the Denver Nuggets won last night. Now, if my nigga goddamn now my nigga is the reason why they lose sometimes too, because he got that hot motor, so he don't know how to turn that shit off. You feel me? But Russ is gonna be Russ. Would you rather have Russ or would you rather have AD? You feel me? Because then we gonna sit here and say the top 3 point guards, top 5 point guards of all time. You gotta put Magic. You gotta put who? You got to say Magic, Steph Curry. Those are arguably 1A, 1B. And then you're going to put Steve Nash, John Stockton, Allen Iverson. I'd rather have Russell Westbrook over all 3 of them names, because Allen Iverson, no, that nigga was nice. That nigga down there did that shit by himself. So no, I'm not going to put that nigga over goddamn Russell Westbrook. But goddamn Russell Westbrook, that nigga done average, I don't know how many triple-doubles. That nigga's the stat king, no cap. So
will Russell Westbrook finally get his first ring, or is he a problem?
No, but he's not gonna get his first ring this year because he got to go through the Lakers. Now the Lakers goddamn look like they struggled with goddamn the Timberwolves, but that's only game 1. You don't never worry about game 1, because game 1 is where you feel each other out. So we don't worry about that shit. The Wolves can have that shit. But then I don't think he's gonna win one this year, but he might win one next year if they keep him. They definitely don't need to trade him. Now I saw that he was getting trade packages at Sacramento and shit like that, talking about for next year and shit. That nigga needs to stay with the goddamn Denver Nuggets, because they goddamn have this nigga in as a closing lineup. Now, if you got Russell Westbrook in over Michael Porter Jr. in your closing lineup, Something's fucking wrong, Mike Malone. All because you want to play that other motherfucking white boy. Because Michael Porter Jr. wasn't having a good game. That's when you gotta have faith in your players. That okay, this nigga done missed 15, this nigga done missed 10, but this nigga about to come out and be hot in overtime. You know what I'm saying? But if you sit that nigga the whole second half, the whole fourth quarter, you can't bring that nigga back in. So now he got Russell Westbrook playing closing minutes, and Russ was playing well because the things that he lacks, he got better with shooting, but he hustles. He's the best hustle player. He's gonna give 100% each and given night. I'd rather have a player like that than I would AD, somebody that got all the talent in the world, but it's wasted potential. Goddamn, that nigga's goddamn hurt every other motherfucking game, and the nigga goddamn only time we ever seen AD really play like AD was when he was in New Orleans. Now that nigga wanted to go to goddamn play like that. Now that he don't got LeBron, that nigga over there flicking birdies and shit at LeBron. Nigga, you need to flick a birdie at yourself in the mirror, because if you goddamn play like Anthony motherfucking Davis and stop playing like goddamn Jannard Davis, nigga, then goddamn you would still be a Los Angeles Lakers. We would have goddamn traded goddamn Austin Reeves or something and goddamn kept your ass. But then no, nigga, because Nico Harris obviously wanted to goddamn get rid of Luka. So he didn't give a fuck. We had to probably offer goddamn Austin Reeves, but we wanted to keep Austin Reeves because we bet more on our future with Austin Reeves than we did goddamn than we do with AD. And so that's a problem.
So
but
what's New Orleans team?
Huh?
What's New Orleans team?
New Orleans, the Pelicans. So they got Zion, big freaky ass.
No
No cap. So that nigga goddamn, when him and DeMarcus Cousins, them niggas was some dogs. I ain't gonna cap. DeMarcus Cousins, now that was the most slept on goddamn duo back in the day. Now that was most dynamic duo. DeMarcus Cousins, I wish that nigga's career panned out a whole different way, because DeMarcus Cousins, he was always labeled as a problem child because he was outspoken and shit like that, but he had anger issues and shit like that, but the nigga was goddamn talented. Once that nigga goddamn started tearing all his Achilles up and shit like that, he was all fat and shit, nigga couldn't run no more. But then before that nigga could move. That nigga was playing like goddamn, he was goddamn stretch 5 before stretch 5s was even existing for real. That nigga was one of the first stretch 5s, and him and AD, that's like positionless basketball. Means that you got 7-footers that can shoot the fucking 3. So then now that's when you playing the Pelicans. Then you got Anthony Davis and that nigga, and they both got them doing a pick and roll with each other. Imagine a pick and roll with 2 big ass 7-foot niggas that both can play point, like they playing like a point guard. That was the most underrated team. They had Rajon Rondo, they had Drew Holiday. That team made the playoffs. That team made a playoff push. I remember Anthony Davis goddamn laying out in the goddamn shit like that after hitting the 3. That shit was lit back in the day. But DeMarcus Cousins, I wish that he was the biggest woulda, coulda, shoulda in my generation. Like, I wish that nigga's career turned out a whole lot differently. But I definitely think that I know the Lakers gonna come out the West, because we struggling with them boys. We struggling with them young bulls. We got Anthony Edwards out of the goddamn Atlanta, you know, ATLA. Hold up. So then that nigga from down the street, that nigga from Atlanta. So that nigga went to Georgia.
I don't know who that is.
Anthony Edwards? Yes, you do. You was just goddamn talking about that nigga paying up his child support last week.
Wait,
goddamn!
Okay, no, I didn't know who you talking about.
Nah, for real. So you know who that nigga is. That nigga goddamn was over there. He hit a 3 on LeBron and talking about some D-up old ass nigga. He be talking that shit. He just sent Kevin Durant and them old niggas home last year. And so he's trying to do the same thing this year with Julius Randle's ass. Now I know they're missing Karl Anthony Towns' little freaky ass, because Karl Anthony Towns, that nigga's playing like a bad bitch. He playing like a bad bitch goddamn at Madison Square Garden. That nigga was playing last night. That nigga Karl Anthony Towns was the best addition for the Knicks in the fucking world, because now that nigga can space the floor out, and they goddamn, like, they're so deep. Like, they goddamn got Mikal Bridges, who's really a 2 in D. That nigga's not no 3 in D ever since that nigga changed his jump shot and shit. But then the goddamn Knicks goddamn got Jalen Brunson, who's a 3-level scorer, who's the tiny nigga. You know what I'm saying? Tiny chubby nigga with a whole lot of heart. You know what I'm saying? But then you goddamn got Josh Hart is the hustle man of the fucking year. Then you piece that all together with the best shooting big man of all time, which is Karl Anthony Towns, and he's playmaking. I see a Karl Anthony Towns goofy ass over there doing this shit. Karl Anthony Towns is so goofy. He's like, I'm on that shit. I'm on that shit. That's how he talk. This nigga's a big ass 7-footer. He got a bad bitch too. I ain't gonna cap. That nigga got a bad bitch and he sound like one too. That nigga's like, I'm on that shit. I'm on that shit. But that nigga played his goddamn ass off. I ain't gonna cap. Karl Anthony Towns, he might goddamn be the key piece to beat the Boston Celtics. I'm not even gonna cap. He might be the piece that gets the Knicks out of the East. No cap. But then I think that my finals matchup is going to be the Knicks versus the goddamn Lakers. If LeBron and Luka can do what they need, not just them, because we need AR to step the fuck up. We need goddamn... Hold up. Let me light my blitz. Hey, hold up. It's 420, nigga. This crackhead motherfucking lighter. Fuck it. We got AR. We need AR to step the fuck up. We need Thomas to step the fuck up. Vanderbilt stay the fuck hurt. We need goddamn
Stay the fuck hurt.
That nigga stay the fuck hurt, but he's talented as fuck. We need goddamn the light skinned nigga with the braids and shit out of Miami. I know his name. But I can't say it right now, so fuck him. The nigga that look like that nigga from, Meet the Browns and shit with the braids and shit. You know that nigga from the Tyler Perry movie back in the day that had that braid wig that used to have all them girls go crazy? That's who that nigga look like, no cap. But then we need him to step the fuck up, our damn point guard. We need everybody to step up, even to Bronny. Cap. We need everybody to play on their best P's and Q's because LeBron don't have for long. We're not going to have LeBron for too much longer. LeBron's not going to be here forever. You feel me? So, in LeBron, I know it looks like this nigga's going to be able to play great and play at the LeBron expectation forever. But then eventually, this nigga's going to slow down. And when he does, we trying to win now. You feel me? Before that time comes. So, I think if we can do what we need to do and get Anthony Edwards out the fucking way, because that's the biggest... Anthony Edwards is the biggest threat to the Lakers because if they get through these niggas, they definitely gonna get through the rest of the West because these niggas are the biggest threat to them. I think that all the rest of the niggas are too young to play with these niggas unless you're playing Golden State. Now, Jimmy Butler is a goddamn Hall of Fame motherfucker. Now, Jimmy Butler just needs to win a championship just to solidify it. But the only difference between what Jimmy Butler's done and what Kevin Durant done is because Steph Curry and them beat Kevin Durant that year before he went there and joined them, right? Kevin Durant was beating them niggas 3-1. So then, them niggas shouldn't even have lost to Steph Curry and them to begin with. But then you go and lose to them niggas and you join them niggas. That's some sucker shit. So then they went and saved your legacy because you can't win without them niggas. You left them niggas and them niggas done won without you, before you, and with you, nigga. So yes, you was the final MVP, but they gonna let you be the final MVP so then we can win a championship. Only because Steph Curry's so motherfucking smart that he knows that if I goddamn be selfish as fuck, then it's not gonna be enough balls to go around with Clay, with goddamn Draymond, with goddamn Andrew Bogut, with goddamn, they had everybody on them motherfucking Andre Iguodala, with goddamn, they had everybody. So then they all played their role. So then, yes, we playing against LeBron and them. So KD, you be the X factor. You just score. You feel me? Be yourself. Why you fucking came here? But then Jimmy Butler, he's not saving Steph Curry's legacy, but he's boosting Steph Curry's legacy. If he helps Steph Curry win another one, Steph Curry will goddamn be looked at better than Magic. And then you will have to look at Jimmy Butler as a Hall of Famer. No other choice, because Jimmy Butler, he's starting to become one of I'm trying to was he one of the let me think. Was he one of the best Heat guards of all time? Because you had Hardaway, you had Rice, you had Dwayne Wade, of course. Mario Chalmers won a few chips with him, but That nigga goddamn was over there looking like that Popeyes worker. Goddamn Jimmy Butler was over here averaging 50 by himself. Playoff Jimmy. That nigga goes to God everywhere he goes. That nigga changes the team. But they want to label him a problem. You want to know why? Because he's outspoken. I'm trying to tell you, an outspoken black man is always dangerous and scary. And it might not even be the real head coach. It might be the owners and shit that's scared of that nigga. Because that nigga was outspoken as fuck at the Timberwolves. That nigga, before this recent success and shit, them niggas had to wait a little minute before they made the playoffs again. But before Jimmy Butler went to the Timberwolves, them niggas was ass. Like, them niggas was black ass. You feel me? So then, this nigga got them go to the Timberwolves the first year they made the playoffs with that nigga. Then they got them acting like they don't want to pay this nigga. So then this nigga goes to goddamn Philly. Nigga went, that was the year they should have won. That was the year they should have won. They lost on some bullshit. They really lost on some bullshit. And Jimmy Butler, he was their closer. He won so many games for Joel Embiid and them. But then they went and tried to make him the problem. That's what rubbed Joel Embiid the wrong way. Because Joel Embiid, he liked Jimmy. And he knew that if he wanted to win a chip, he needed Jimmy. But then no, they let Jimmy the fuck out. So then when they let him down to Miami, Jimmy said, all right, I'm going to do it by myself again. Went and beat Milwaukee, went through the Celtics. He's going through a lot of stacked teams that they counted them niggas out. He's over there D'ing up Giannis by himself. Giannis got him at a height disadvantage of goddamn 10 inches and a whole foot and shit. But this nigga that nigga got so much heart. That nigga got the heart of a lion. And the nigga's the most heart, like him, between him and Russell Westbrook, I don't know who's the hardest playing superstar, but that nigga needs his flowers. And Jimmy Butler is a Hall of Famer. Jimmy Butler's a top 10 player in this league. Jimmy Butler's really a top 5 player in this league, but people really sleep on him because in the regular season, he just takes his foot off the pedal. But this nigga in the playoffs, he shows y'all who the fuck he is. No cap. And so then, I can't wait to get on that Jaylen Brown shit. Ask me more about this Jaylen Brown.